In supply chain logistics, one bottleneck or loading error doesn't just slow things down. It creates a domino effect that results in missed delivery windows, damaged goods, and frustrated customers. That's why when I speak with supply chain executives, the conversation always comes back to the same set of hurdles. How do we decrease error rates? How do we increase production without anybody getting hurt? And how do we get folks up to speed on complex equipment and processes without slowing down the operation? I'm Vince from Roundtable Learning, and I'm going to walk you through how we're using virtual reality to solve these exact problems. You'll learn how VR allows your team to master the entire flow of goods in a completely risk-free space. So when they step foot on the floor, they're ready for the fast pace of a live environment. Let's jump right in. What you're looking at here is a full supply chain walkthrough in VR. Initially, we're going to get them familiar with their WMS, how to read their labels and locate product within the warehouse. So that could be anything from a Zebra scanner to a Vocalect, which is what they're using in this particular example here, where it's actually going to use voice recognition to track the exact commands they would use on their system in real life. Once the learner knows how to use the WMS, how to read the label and locate product within the warehouse, we're going to take them to the actual slot where they'll be picking product and ensure they know how to read the appropriate check digit pattern. After that, we're going to teach the learners the fundamentals of pallet stacking, whether that be brick layering, column stacking. We want to make sure that they're not stacking heavy product on top of light product, as well as using the proper ergonomic motions as they lift this product, so we can give the learners real-time feedback if they're putting their lower back at risk of injury, or if they're lifting a case of product too high and could potentially injure their shoulders. This is also a great opportunity to start to train learners on the things that are going to occur in a live environment, but maybe not frequently enough that they would see it during training. So think about exceptions. What happens if they go to a slot and there's no product there where they're supposed to be, or maybe the product is damaged? Sometimes this may mean, do I pick one item or do I pick one case? All of these types of errors can add up to be extremely costly and slow down the operation. Now, let's move to the end of the line. Once everything's picked and stacked, it's time for loading. And traditionally, the way organizations would train on this function is static videos, and after that, they would pair someone shoulder to shoulder in the back of a truck to show them how to do it in person. And while that can be effective, it certainly leaves some gaps that VR is a great tool to close. While we do know a lot of our most tenured employees, some of them have developed their own habits and ways of doing things, which can get passed down to new hires. This ensures that everybody is going to get a very consistent experience and have to follow the exact same SOPs. Also allows us to add elements of randomization. As you can see, there's different shapes and sizes of boxes coming down the line. What happens if one of those happens to be damaged? How is the learner going to handle that situation? Also, randomization really adds to the critical thinking skills that this learner is going to need to foster in order to somewhat, I guess you could say, Tetris these boxes together, because maximization of space and weight distribution is key when we're loading trucks. We want to fit as much product in here as we can, and we want to make sure that if the driver has to make any sudden movements, that it's not all going to fall over. So, what does this actually mean for your operation? Well, it turns training into something that people sit through and quickly forget into real skill development. You end up with people who are safer, more accurate, and more productive from day one. The organizations we partner with aren't just looking to check compliance boxes. They come to us because they need solutions for complex challenges and want training that delivers measurable time and cost savings. If you found this video helpful, follow me on LinkedIn and subscribe to Roundtable Learning on YouTube to stay up to date on how you can use XR technology in your training programs. Visit us at roundtablelearning.com to connect. We'd love to learn about the specific challenges that you're facing and explore how we may be able to help.